Oh, oh man, I messed it up. You can talk though. I gotta fix this. I didn't do the two. We're changing stuff over to Discord for our back and forth, our conversations instead of Skype. And we just decided to do this 5 minutes ago. So just let me add you here. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hang on, I've got 144p automatic for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you just built a new computer.
I did. And I haven't really had a lot of time with it yet. So part of our delay was I was setting up webcam drivers, and we were like, well, let's try Discord, and all that happened, yes.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Messing it up.
Yep, messing it up.
There we go. All right. All right. We're back in business. Hopefully that's the only adjustment that we need to do for this evening.
I don't know why it's going so slow here for me.
That's because your 32 core processor can't keep up.
I don't think it's supposed to be 16 cores. I don't know why it shows 32 cores on that list. Or maybe there's like a core and a core. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, the cores have cores of their own.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I've got the since people were asking what are the new specs, I got the Ryzen Threadripper 1950X and a GTX 1080 Ti. And so you
can edit smoother 4K and capture 4K.
Exactly. I've got the Magewell 4K Pro in here as well. And I don't have that set up yet, but yeah, that PS2 episode was the grand finale for the old computer, which, you know, like I've said before, it was really built as a mid-range Final Fantasy 14 gaming machine. You know, when I built it, you know, aside from a bit of a graphics card upgrade, I built that before I was really doing much editing at home. I was doing all my editing at work.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I finally, you know, got a nice little influx of money and decide I'm gonna invest all of that into making this stupid computer.
It's not stupid.
Oh,
I'm a little envious.
It's pretty stupidly powerful in theory, but I haven't had a chance to really put it through its paces yet. I don't have Adobe installed yet, but so far I think I'm getting pretty decent temperatures. I'm hoping. I actually kind of last minute decided to not do a water cooler. Mm-hmm. I got a Noctua fan cooler that's designed specifically for the Threadrippers, which are they're huge. They're like much larger than a normal processor, and it covers the surface area. I was reading good reviews that said, you know, they're getting pretty much the same temperatures as water cooling. And the water coolers, like, I just didn't really think I could comfortably fit it in the case the way I wanted to. So I was like, I'm going to try that, because I actually just installed one on a build for someone at work, a Noctua, and I thought it seems pretty good, and it is pretty cool. But it's like I was just shocked when I took it out of the box, because it's like if you took like a GameCube that had a Game Boy player and like cut it in half, like the heatsink plus fan is like that size. Like I mean, I'm talking like the if you're like looking top down on a GameCube, like the square of that, like that's like the part that goes vertical, and then it's like this thick, like fan plus heatsink. It's gigantic.
Yeah, I mean the case you got looks it's awesome. It's looks kind of like a mini fridge.
It's a Deep Silence 3, which
sounds really, that sounds like an F-Zero track.
It's it does. It's supposed to like suppress sound a lot.
Yeah.
But it seems to have pretty decent airflow. It's got a lot of padding inside, and the vents are kind of placed in locations that are intended to minimize sound. The Magewell card is notoriously noisy.
Have you noticed that already?
Not really. I mean, it's quieter overall than my other computer was. In fact, when my fridge is running, I can't hear my computer, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty happy so far. I mean, there's probably a way to. I've never really researched this, but there's probably a way to install aftermarket coolers for like little smaller graphics cards, like the Magewell.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I've looked into. I think you can buy things like that, but right now I'm not terribly annoyed by it. I just kind of want to get that card up and running in the first place.
I'm excited to see how your captures look.
Yeah, me too. I mean, especially, the reason I got it.
Can you capture like HDR?
No, I'm pretty sure not.
How does John do that?
He uses the Shogun.
Right.
Shogun.
I see.
Which I would like to get that eventually, but the reason I got the Magewell for now is because it can capture 4K 60 and it can capture OSSC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not super concerned with doing HDR right now because he tells me how long it takes him to encode HDR videos, and it's it's like half a day.
Right, and it's not really needed for like the kind of stuff that we do right now anyways.
No, it's something I'd like to do in the future, but for now I think I will be happy not necessarily needing that.
Yeah.
The capturing in 4K might be a little difficult. Because of the codecs, like the edit friendly codecs,
right,
drop a lot of frames, or they and I don't know.
I mean, they're so big and they're like not compressed in a way,
right? And maybe if I'm I don't know how.
If you had like a RAID array, it would be easier.
Yeah, well, and I've got a M2 SSD on here that I'm planning to use for my current edit files, like the project I'm currently working on. Like I'm going to record to it, I'm going to edit off of it, and then move it to the backup.
Yeah, and you're going to be working on a 4K episode, like as your next episode.
Yeah, I hope I can get that out before Christmas. I'd hope to write it before Thanksgiving, but the way things are going now, to be honest, I didn't even realize how close Thanksgiving was when I was finishing the PS2 episode.
It's pretty crazy.
I'm just like, I don't even want to pay attention. I don't want to think about where that is. I'm just so focused on getting this episode done that I finished the episode. I'm like, okay, when's Thanksgiving? Oh, geez.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, we've been enjoying like the reception of the PS2 episode this week, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been scripting kind of a smaller episode, and we'll see how that goes. I've been working on several scripts kind of simultaneously, which is kind of a different thing for me. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on Goemon 2.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. This is, I think, maybe the best platformer for the SNES that didn't get a release outside Japan.
Is this like start and continue, probably? Is there a password system in this one?
There is a save battery system.
Oh, is there? Oh,
yeah.
Look at that. I wonder how I delete. Maybe I can delete. Yep, I just deleted it. All right.
Yeah, you'll save at the inns in the towns, and I'm pretty sure it's the option on the left that is save. I forget exactly.
Can you choose a new character after every level, pretty much?
I forget how characters work in this game.
We'll just kind of watch the story, even though I don't really know what's going on. It doesn't matter.
Why not?
I watched a good portion of Jimmy Hapa's video on this game before the stream. Yeah. Apparently they're on vacation. A well-deserved vacation, as Jimmy put it. But there's not as much like searching through the towns in this one as there was.
No, that's why this one's so good. Because there's really, to my recollection, nothing you have to do in the towns other than save. And you can buy like armor and stuff, but there's no like quests that you have to complete, which is a big thing in Goemon 3 and 4 on the Super Famicom. I had assumed that that 4 was not really going to have a lot of town stuff, but it actually does. It's got a lot of these required quests that you have to do, which made it a lot more inconvenient to play than this one. So I really like this one because it's so straightforward. So basically, the story behind this game is it's kind of a weird retelling of the opening of Japan to the West.
Oh, interesting.
Which is, you know, this warlord from the West is bringing his army over in these ships to take over Japan or force Japan to open its borders. I forget exactly if his intent is the same as in the historical sense, but his army, there's some sort of pun, I believe it's a pun, about the rabbits, like his generals are rabbits, like they're men in rabbit suit, and it's really hilarious.
Right, like we're seeing right now, right? Are you getting video feed from me?
Like regular sorts of rabbit things, but like when you actually fight the bosses, they're just like men in like a generic rabbit suit.
I see. So the thing with this is it's a really good looking game. I mean, yeah, it's like just a huge jump in quality from the first one.
Right, this is really the game that kind of established Goemon's modern look.
Ah.
Like Ebisumaru kind of always looked the same.
Mm-hmm.
But Goemon himself, like his hair, definitely changed from. It was like sort of more round in the previous game, a little bit. But this one is much more, very much the style that was used going forward.
Do you have to fight in the towns like you do in the other one?
I don't remember.
I saw Radical Reggie asking if I beat Urban Rain last week, and no, I did not. It's like I guess it's 100 levels long.
But you got maybe like through a third of them.
Yeah. I just haven't had any time to come back to it since, and now my playing is starting to get kind of long.
I forget which sign is outside the ends.
I'm just saying yes to this stuff. I don't know.
I want to say where you just were was a travel agency, maybe?
Right. Well, I can buy the food.
I think, so if I'm remembering right, there's a certain food that you can buy in every town. You know what, though? I think I'm thinking of the second one on N64. Like, there's a certain food, like, if you buy the highest price food in the towns, then you get, like, an extra life along with the health recovery. And in the second game on N64, that was a huge benefit.
I don't know what this stuff does. I just bought one. We'll see.
Oh, the thing on the left was a hat.
Right, I think I bought the hat.
Which is just some armor.
Okay, so it's like the other one where you have the the armor too.
Yeah.
Oh. Am I just wasting money? Yeah, it looks like I just slept at this inn.
Oh, okay. So what you do at the end, I believe you take the last option. I think you just saved the game. So I think you go.
Can you look it up real quick just so I know for the future?
Well, I mean, I guess you could always just reset it and see if it saved.
We'll have to play the first level then again.
The fact might say. Let me see. Can't remember if I've checked the fact for this one. I probably
yeah.
have.
So Blizz is saying that yes, that was the save option.
So you go to the last one and then the left option there.
I mean, this is kind of interesting because B is confirming this, which isn't like a normal thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I don't think it was super established maybe at this point for Japanese games. Because I don't think there's a lot of switching between American versions in Japan between US and Japan for Super Nintendo in terms of what button is this and what button is that.
Would you say that this one is easier than the first game? It seems like it's going to be a little easier.
Yes.
It's not beatable in a stream, though.
It's too long, but it's not that hard. I mean, the last world and final boss I remember being a little tough, but this is just kind of a fun, breezy platformer. It's just fun to play.
That's what I like. And, we have some consistent progress on the stream, too, which always helps. I destroyed that vehicle. I like that he doesn't have like a yo-yo. He has like the flaming chain pipe instead of like a yo-yo.
No, the extending pipe is kind of his signature.
Interesting. Is there like a better way to do a jump? Is there like a double jump or something? I was very surprised that I couldn't make that jump.
I mean, I think Goemon is a decent jumper. Can you do a double jump like at the tippy top of your jump? I can't quite remember.
No.
There's a character list on this fact I opened up. Let's see. Goemon, good points. He's the all-rounder that has the longest range projectiles weapon out of all three characters. His pipe can be upgraded into a whip-like weapon called the chain pipe, which burns enemies on contact. He starts the game with 100 Rio. Bad points. An average rating means there's nothing special about it. Okay, Ebisu.
Oh, I made the jump. It's just like it's a really.
But I'm gonna read this just so you know, like in the future, if you choose certain character.
Okay.
Ebisu Maru. His extra bulk means he has the best attacking power, and he has a useful medium-range projectile, which when charged up can bounce off walls and fly around the screen. You should check what Goemon's charged up secondary weapon. I think you can just charge from the get-go. I can't quite remember. Bad points. He can't jump to save his life, so don't use him for levels with huge jumps.
So how do I change, I wonder? Maybe I can...
Does the select button change your weapon, not your character?
No, the L and R change your weapon. So maybe it's the select button.
Try it. I can't remember if you can just change mid-level here. In the N64 one, you have to change at these like certain places, like either in towns or at a spot in the middle of the level. And there are certain points where you have to play a particular character. That one's a hard game. Goemon's Great Adventure on N64. That one's like, I beat it back in the day, but until I replayed it a few years ago, like I did not remember it being as hard as it is. It's really tough. It's really tough.
What'd you have to replay it for?
I just wanted to complete it. I think it started off as a backloggery stream, and then I just, you know, committed to completing it.
Oh.
Which I liked it a lot more on the replay than I originally did. I mean, it was, even though it was so hard, I don't know. It just kind of connected with me a little more. I mean, I think I was just kind of disappointed because at the time, I believe I had only played the first one on N64, and I knew that the platformer was supposed to be more going back to Goemon's roots, but you know, the 3D one was my first exposure to the series, and I really liked that. So here, let's read about Sasuke's pros and cons. Good points: moves very fast, can jump very high.
If you're looking at, see if you can figure out how to change the characters when I need to.
Yeah, okay. Good choice for action stages. Bad points: has very weak attack and starts with only 50 Rio. He also has the shortest range projectile, the firecracker. That's pretty cool though, because you can like drop it from a platform, like, you know, above an enemy a little bit.
I mean, does it even matter how much money you start with a game with?
Yeah, I mean, that seems kind of silly. Let's see. How do you change character? I'm not seeing it offhand.
I love the vehicles. Especially like this giant robot sumo wrestler. Oh. I gotta fight this guy now. I don't know if they're supposed to be harder. He's like in this bunny suit.
Yeah, it's exactly what I told you. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a really great looking game. Uh-oh. Is there anything in there about changing characters? Whoa.
I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Surprised they're putting me in the robot already.
You might need some impact controls. I don't remember the impact fights being too tough in this one. So let me bring the FAQ up again. Okay, Y button is fist jab. B button is fierce straight punch. X button is pipe bomb attack.
Well,
A is nasal metal gun. Oh, you're on the side-scrolling part right now.
Yeah.
When you get into the first-person one, these will be the controls. Basically, what you do during this part, you're building up like your money, or you're building up your energy, I guess.
I'm supposed to be destroying everything I can, right?
Right. You're building it up, and then
without falling in the pits.
Yeah, I mean that just wastes your time, is all.
All right, there's definitely some like lag.
The more energy you build up, the easier the fight will be. You probably won't have trouble on the first fight. Let's see, L and R is guard. Depending on the button, impact blocks left or right. So there might not be a special super attack in this one. If you have trouble, I'll double check, but this one might not have a because that's something that's not that the games are bad at communicating. Like you really need to read the manual or whatever.
Yeah.
Is like the special robot moves. Like sometimes they require you to do like you have to do like a D-pad rotation or something and then hit a button, or a certain button combination to do like the supercharge attack.
I mean, I'm kind of getting this. I don't know how if I'm doing this right or not.
I want to say, like, toward the end of the game, there was an impact fight that I had some trouble on.
That sounds familiar to me too.
They can, I feel like, have sort of a
Is it gonna be
a difficulty spike. Just because they play really differently from the rest of the game.
Okay. It looks like it's pretty generous with like checkpoints though, compared to the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll always start on the bottom.
Excuse me. Whew.
In fact, I want to say that even if you ran out of lives, you would still start on the impact fight.
That's good.
I think so. There's a one of the PS1 games, the boss, and which I haven't actually played through any of the PS1 games, but the one that I'm kind of looking forward to playing the most is kind of considered very derivative of this one. I forget exactly what the name is, but the bad guy in it is called something like the King of Recycling. And like apparently that game like actually like uses a lot of reads a lot of music and a lot of sort of gameplay ideas from some of the other Goemon games, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. It'd be nice to have original music, I guess. But by the way, you're aware that you can move the reticle?
Yes. I didn't think it mattered here though.
Probably not. I mean, you probably could have shot some shots at them.
How do you shoot again?
I think it's A.
Oh. I didn't realize there was a gun. Oh.
Oh, weird. Not that it matters, but I just looked at the feed that you're sending me on Discord, and it looks like it might have lost one of the. If you're seeing, is it component you're sending me?
It's composite, or yeah, component.
It looks like it lost one of the colors or something. Either that or the colors just got weird, but that doesn't really matter.
I definitely understand this.
I think when he's charging at you, I'm not sure if you want to block or like punch him in the face right before he hits you.
I trying to punch him and it doesn't seem to be working right when he's about to hit.
I can't quite remember if blocking in impact fights was a big thing. Was impact in the other SNES one? The first one?
This one? This mode?
Yeah.
No.
What was the character in the game? I don't think he was.
The big robot?
Yeah.
The big robot's name is Impact?
Yeah. Is this the one? This might be the game that introduced Impact.
It is. Because it's never been in. It was not in the other one.
Unless he was in one of the.
Oh, like, interesting.
Famicom RPGs or something.
I see. So you can do like a 1, 2, 3 punch type deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And like left punch and right punch are different.
Right. I see. That does like a lot more damage. Oh, so I can. Dang it. Okay, I got it next. I got this next one. I mean, I'm just gonna hang with it.
Yeah, it's weird because it it throws you right into it without really any explanation, you know?
Right.
You got this game for like crazy cheap at Too Many Games.
Yeah. Okay, so I can do like the B punch when he's like flying at me.
Okay.
I think he's like when you makes like he yells something.
I think this game may have also does Goemon have like a voice?
Not that I've heard.
Or that might have started in 3 or 4. 3 is like very much the template for the first one on N64. Like just the progression of everything.
I wonder why it's the components messing up. I mean,
I don't know. I'm mainly looking at the mainstream right now at the moment, anyway.
But I was having an issue like that before. I mean, there's no reason for that. It's just coming straight out of my Extron. Unless there's something happening. Unless that... I've been feeling like that RGB to... Or that SCART to components adapter that I have. Like it's kind of...
It can be a little... It's a little weird for 240p stuff.
Yeah, but I mean...
Like some of the colors can get a little wonky.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the cables I'm using.
One thing I was working on before the stream was getting my multicam or multi-monitor setup going, because my graphics card only has a DVI out, a HDMI out, and then like
Display port.
3 or 4 display ports.
Yep. So you gotta get those.
I've never been forced to use DisplayPort before, so I had to buy an adapter. And so I had to run some new cables to accommodate for that.
Oh, interesting.
Well, mainly because
hadn't anticipated. But well, I mean, you can get a display port to HDMI. Shoot. Ooh.
Well, which is what I did, but I wanted to run a new cable anyway because I didn't really have a very robust cable running to the 4K TV. And if I wanted to like really do anything serious 4K wise, like I needed a proper cable for it. So that was I was just kind of swapping out that cable anyway. Plus, the one that was running, I was using a DVI because I previously had 2 DVI outputs. I was running DVI to my side monitor as well as my old TV. It was a DVI to HDMI, and so since I only had 1 DVI out, I needed to swap that DVI to HDMI for just a straight HDMI.
I've been thinking a lot about how fulfilling just like changing cables has been for me in various capacities lately, and I wonder if
fulfilling?
Yeah, like I'm just like, oh, what can I tweak and change? It's weird.
I mean, certainly it goes through phases where it's like, oh yeah, this is nice and optimized, but I kind of just want things to be settled right now. Like this computer has been like the last piece I've really needed for a while, you know?
Yeah.
And now I just need to actually tie up the last of the loose ends. The biggest concern I've got right now about the timeline for making the 4K TV episode is I've had some issues with my 4K switcher lately, and I feel like if I don't
which one,
the Blackbird.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Blackbirds. Like I've been having issues with a Blackbird switcher that I have too. It's not like
it's all this EDID crap.
Yeah.
Like, why can't it just work? You know, why does it have to like
you should
something?
What you should do is see if there's, because they use like USB, and it is possible to do firmware updates on them, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should see if there exists one, because I just got it's like a 4-way splitter, but it's like I guess it's not a Blackbird. Well, it's like the Slim. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah,
like, is it like the Slim?
I think the splitter works great, at least as far as I know. I need to test out the Magewell first, really. But
right.
it's worked. The splitter's worked great going just to the TV. I don't think the splitter's the issue. I think it's the switcher. Like, I'm having to like cycle through all the inputs sometimes for it to display, or sometimes I've had to just unplug it and plug it back in. And like with the Xbox One X, it like there have been a few times where like I was just getting like this wavy pattern. Like it was like analog, like a bad analog reception. It was crazy. It has them with the PS4.
Huh.
But I'm running the Xbox through a HDMI repeater, which I feel like that's not the issue.
It wouldn't seem like it is. Jeez, I'm getting...
There is and this is just something I need to do some tests on again. There is like an EDID toggle switch.
Yeah, I had to do that because my splitter at one point was it wouldn't work with my other PC until I turned it off.
Right, and I can't remember which position I ended up putting it in on the switcher. And I remember I was having some sort of issue when it was in the other direction, but I can't remember what else in my setup has changed since then. So maybe I should
there's a split path.
Try flipping it the other way.
You can go multiple routes. Oh, there's a. So Jimmy's in the
oh, there
chat.
He is.
I was gonna say. I mean, I forgot we're not on. I was gonna say he should join us for this because this would be perfect for him. I didn't think he'd be awake.
Oh, it's probably like what, like 11 a.m.
Yeah, you should. Jimmy, do you have Discord? You should.
I don't know. I don't know how would it automatically switch our cameras in Discord?
I have no idea.
That's something we need to figure out.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like such a perfect opportunity to have him on. We were just talking about your video earlier on this very game, and he could like translate everything.
Yeah, the reason I like this one so much is because it's so much easier to pick up and play without any knowledge of Japanese than most of the others.
Yeah.
I definitely needed a lot of help from friends who could read Japanese for Goemon 3 and 4.
But you were able to do this one without help, or did you have help anyways?
I don't remember getting any help in this other than just confirming what was the save, and yes. Someone in the chat is saying that you can dash by holding Y.
Oh, really? Yep, looks like that's the case.
Jimmy says he has Discord, but only on desktop.
Is he not at a desktop right now?
Webcam or something, or your mic, or are you not available for speaking on your setup?
Whoa.
So does that Y button work?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't. That's not something I remembered.
I mean, the speed increase is very small.
But it probably helps with those tougher jumps.
Right. And there's something about just holding down Y and making jumps that, like, you know, it's something I'm used to. You know, you always just hold it down.
Yeah, I'm all about. Oh, he only has it on the browser. He doesn't have it installed.
Oh, I see. Well, he should install the program. Yo.
I have no idea exactly what that sound is supposed to signify, other than I know it's a very Japanese thing.
Right.
Is it like a kabuki thing or something?
Maybe.
Yo.
I know, it's like in so many things, though, you know?
I have no idea what it is. Maybe Jimmy can enlighten us.
Yeah.
Through our ears or through the texts.
There's the elephant.
Mario Odyssey this week.
Yep, you were able to finish it.
Good game. Good game.
Yeah, but it's not like you expected it to like not be a good game. But
yeah,
I mean, did you find yourself surprised at a lot of things in it?
Definitely. Like, you know, it was actually kind of cool that like I knew you beat it so fast, and you're like, well, you know, it's not that long. Like you just do the required stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like really short. And like when I got to New Donk, I was like kind of nervous as I was like climbing the tower. I was like, you know, like this doesn't feel like it should be the end, but what if it was? And then thankfully it turned out there was quite a bit of game after that, and I thought it went to some really interesting places. Like it has some strange implications for Mario lore if you're into that kind of thing.
And you're definitely into it. And you were telling me like, oh, this and that, and I'm just like, oh. You know, like it's Mario lore is like it's certainly not my thing.
Well, you know, I think it's like super funny that like the whole New Donk City thing.
Right.
Like, obviously, I think people were drawing some comparisons to, you know, the real humans with Sonic and Sonic 06. You know, how weird that is. And I forget if it's like that in other Sonic games. I'm not a Sonic expert. But,
right.
Like, it's sort of funny because the New Donkers are like...
The New Donkers.
That's what they're called. Like if you hit the select button, you can read like the travel manual for each area.
Right. I never read any of it though. They're called
like the Metro.
That makes sense.
Metro Kingdom inhabitants are called New Donkers. They're not called humans. And That's what they're called. And if you like each kingdom has a size description. You know, usually it's like small, middling, wide, and New Donk City is redonkulous.
Well, that makes sense.
But it's funny because they've got like this weird voice. That's just like
yeah.
It's like not really, and they're like all like in these weird suits, and they're just like this very uniform sort of plain society. It's just like they're this other creature. They aren't quite human,
Right.
which I think is kind of a fun way for Mario to incorporate that sort of human-ish character. I don't know if you saw in well, I won't spoil, but the area that you start in the post game,
Yes.
you can buy some new costumes there. One of which is like Donkey Kong Mario colored.
Oh no, I got that for the amiibo. For scanning my Mario amiibo. So I didn't realize you could buy it. Interesting. Or it's kind of like
where is that what happens if you scan it anywhere? Because I scanned every Mario amiibo I have, and I didn't get anything like a costume.
It definitely gave me
like, did you do it in a special place?
No, I just did in the first world, I think, probably Cascade. There's a DM from Jimmy on the Twitter if you can log in there.
On the Twitter?
Let's see if you can add him.
I'm not logged in on my new computer yet.
But if you get that, then you can just like capture or write down his stuff, and then.
Let me look at it on my phone. My Twitter app is very slow on my phone.
But if you can add him to the column, or maybe add him as a friend on there.
But there's another costume you can get there, which is like a Mario 64, like, you know, low poly model.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, I used
that
for.
Did you get it and use it at all?
Yeah. I've got to get a new Twitter app on my phone. It just does not work very well.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I know I'm betting against her.
I can't even close it. It's like frozen up my phone. It's so bad.
You don't have anything installed on your computer to do it?
No, not yet, and I don't know the login. Yes, I know it's not responding. I can't even dismiss.
So do I gotta do both areas to like unlock this?
Restart my phone. Maybe.
They're not letting me through the gate here, so I'm assuming that I have to do the other level. And the split path.
Oh, what about the split path? Oh, do you need to get like a gate pass or something? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't think there's. Yeah, I think you get like passes maybe from the Tanuki at the end of the level, in some cases.
I see. You want me to see if I can add Jimmy really quick? Just send him
Yeah,
right
do
here?
that because
right. I gotta turn off your
I'm
camera for a second. You keep on talking.
Okay. I will keep on talking. Yeah, I need to get a better Twitter situation on my phone because it just doesn't work very well anymore. And I just need to get get the login saved on my computer. I just haven't had a whole lot of a chance to really use it yet.
Oh man, wait a second. I sent him a message, so let's see what happens.
The things exploding on the screen. I'm trying to figure out. I think that's just part of the rabbit arm. Looks like raw meat or something.
Ah, fresh meat.
I know, Jimmy. This is my fault for not having anything installed.
It's all right. Yeah, I mean we're handling it.
Hopefully, it alternates between our faces on Discord. I have no idea if it will, or maybe it'll just divide it.
Yeah, I think we'll find out.
Guess we will.
Oh, there he is. Let's hear it. Here we go. The moment of truth.
What's gonna happen? Is it? How's it? I mean, I guess it doesn't.
I guess
it doesn't have to switch between us necessarily. If you have me captured, because he's just got his avatar.
Stream is screwed up or not?
Oh no, there he is. I wonder if I can set it to show, both of you guys.
Oh, if you need to cut me out, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
Character that'll probably get you guys in trouble. So
we're playing your game. I thought about asking if you wanted to do this, but I thought wouldn't be around to be able to do it.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, you said you mentioned it. I really appreciate that. It's an old one, but it's at the time I thought it was really good.
I think it's.
I thought I was gonna explode, but no. Yeah, I don't have work today because I had to work on Sunday. So at least in my job, it's not like a typical Japanese place where it's like work an extra day and you don't get another day off in lieu. So yeah.
When you went to this forest here, I thought it was going to be the level with the lens flare, but I'm pretty sure that's actually in the fourth game where there's this forest level that's got lens flare, and it's like, whoa, Super Nintendo lens flare.
Yeah, like the fourth game has some pretty rad graphics. I kind of prefer this game to that one though. Both games.
Yeah, me too.
Would you say this one is maybe the best one?
I think it's arguably the best.
Yeah, I think this one's my favorite. Aside from like the first one, which I have kind of like nostalgia for, but yeah, this is objectively probably the best one.
Yeah, it's very easy to play. Like it's fun to play,
yeah.
Feels good, looks good.
It's too bad you guys aren't in the same room, because man, it's a super fun game to play co-op.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played it co-op.
That might be something you want to do in the future.
I'll definitely do it in the future. Next time you guys go to one of those conventions,
yeah,
just bring your RGB cables. Copy 4 and 1 2, and
the fourth game, like I like that you can play as like all the characters in that one, but like something about the feel of the characters just isn't as snappy as this one.
Right. It's hard to kind of
explain.
I think the sprites are slightly smaller too.
They are. They're slightly smaller. Like the animation is better, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's obviously how many years after this one was, right? So
yeah.
They improved in some things, but I like the look and feel of it.
Yeah, the sprites in 4 reused the sprites from 3.
I didn't notice. Yeah. There was one I've not played too much of, but I was gonna say you're asking about that
Yeah,
earlier.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not like an expert on it, but like it's a kabuki thing. So
I figured
like
it
a
was.
kabuki performance. Like it's just kind of like a shout. Kind of like if like you're at like a rock concert and it was like yeah, like start things off. That's old metal, old Oedo metal.
I mean, would that be something that the performers would say or the audience?
That's what the performers I think would say. It's kind of
And people would go nuts over it.
Rock your socks off. Rock your toe socks off. You 1600s Japanese peasants.
So what are these guys? See, Jimmy, you can see the video I'm sending you, right? Can you see video that I'm sending you?
Actually, no, I cannot. As far as like on Discord?
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
They're
Well,
not supported in the browser.
That's
I'm
okay.
using
I
a
see.
Firefox.
Screwed up on that.
I'm
feed.
still in 2003.
I see. You should install the application for it.
I did once and I uninstalled it because
Well, it's gotten a lot better now. It's pretty.
I'm sure it's good.
If you see it on stream, what are these guys telling me to do?
Automata. It's like telling you to stop, basically.
I see.
You need. I assume you need like a gate pass, but
Yeah.
I don't remember there being like side quests outside of just the basic levels in this one.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what you need to do here.
I guess I've got the FAQ opened up. Let me see.
I'm gonna try to read what they're saying after that, but it's fine.
So you in World 2?
Yeah.
I think there's a secret path or something.
World 2 forest area.
I need the
You also
talent.
encounter the fake Tanuki statues.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
blow them up. Is that at the end of each level, right?
Yeah, there's like the one though that's like it doesn't let you actually get past the level. It's like a easy path which kind of screws you over, and you're like, oh, you got to replay the level, loser.
The FAQ calls this Konami Town.
Really?
Call it Konami Town. They call the previous levels Goofy Woods and Log Lake.
Maybe they're trying to stick with the tradition of like the original game or the original English translation.
I don't know.
Do I gotta get something? I'm trying to buy something here. I don't know what I'm trying to buy though. Is
Let's
this
see.
a travel agency that I'm
When
at?
you enter, and when you enter, make sure you have 480 Rio.
Yeah, it'll take
go
you to like
to the shop
different
and buy the
areas.
pass.
So to Satsuma.
Then go right, come to a pair of guards, talk to them, and they'll let you through. Go right across the town, you'll come to the exit.
Okay, so I need 480. Can I walk around till? Because they just like gave me some money. Like the women walking around, if you are able to touch them, they give you money.
Goemon's hose as a. It's been easy, especially in 1600s Japan.
I'm trying to read that. There's like there's there's a hidden level somewhere, but I don't really see if there's like a benefit to doing it.
Well, I need the money. That could always help.
Well, I think you can do like the start and select thing to exit a level, if I remember.
Oh, really?
I think so. Like a level that you've already done.
Let's see what happens. Let's try it.
Somebody was telling me about like pressing Y to kind of like run a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I played through the entire game without knowing that when I first played through it. And I think like it's basically only there really for like Ebisumaru because he's so slow. He can't make a lot of the jumps on his own.
Right.
So you can use it for him, but
Do you know how to switch characters?
I
'Cause
think
Coury
you
has to
have to
figure
just
that out.
I think you have to just go to like the start screen
Hmm.
and choose from the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't recall
Can you
the
not
way to-
change when you're paused?
Might be able. Let me grab my manual and I'll take a look at it.
Okay. So if you die, you can it lets you leave.
Oh, so you couldn't start select?
Yeah. So where do I buy the pass? I wonder. Oh, I bet you that's it
This
right there.
is going to the shop.
He's in this apartment.
I think I
Just,
see. Yeah, there it is.
Last night and had the worst insulation in all of Japan, so like I slept in a snowstorm.
Really? Oh, was it snowing there?
There was a little bit of snow outside, but like I said, like my room for some reason I have like 0 insulation.
Oh man, like our
Probably talked to my landlord about that, but video games to buy and
you had a pretty big pickup the other day of stuff you bought.
oh yeah.
You're posting on Twitter about it. I love it when you post that stuff because it's like so much cool stuff, and you just like all like spread it all out.
And that's why you got to do what the people in the chat were saying. You got to do My Life in Gaming in Japan.
Yeah.
Take you guys to all the cool spots.
Man, I didn't even. It's like scary how much money we'd probably end up spending.
If you guys come actually during Golden Week, you can get a really good deal on flights because most people are like leaving the country
Oh, really?
to go out because it's like a week off for most people in Japan and like in kind of normal jobs.
Well, see, I always heard Golden Week was like the worst time to come to Japan
Oh,
because
it's
everyone's like,
yeah. Depends on the area you go to. Like if you want to go to Kyoto during Golden Week, I've been there during Golden Week and it sucks. It's just like people everywhere. But it might be a good experience. I don't know. But if you want to get like cheap flights to Japan, if that's all you're really concerned about, like that's because people aren't like flying into Japan, they're leaving it, and they're like, we gotta, make up for our flights and all this stuff. So I got like I had a round trip, $555 special a few years. Hawaii still, of course, Hawaii is closer to Japan than where you fellas are at. But,
yeah, it's probably a lot cheaper flight, I assume.
Yeah. Oh no, even when I came to Japan, when I was moved back here, it was like $1,200 for my flight. So
Oh, wow.
it still was a big discount. So
Yeah, I mean, like that.
just
That
go
looks.
into the Japanese tour, like that little tourist agency over in that game. You go in there, and be like, you know who we are? You know what we've done for retro gaming and visual quality on YouTube? We need to get Try's mother on the phone. And they'd be like, oh, so sorry. Please, a free ticket to Japan. Please interview M2. Great developer. And they'd be like, no, maybe they'll be like, holy shit, my life in gaming? All right, it's not worthy to be monetized anymore. Sorry, guys.
We had a big thing with our PS2 episode. They took the monetization away for like a minute, for about 5 minutes at the beginning there when we first were about to post it, and it's like I can't believe that this is the video that's getting it. The first time it's happening.
But I don't know. It got fixed and it's been fine.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But one day they try to sneak that on you again. Or Nintendo claims it or something.
Look at the kabukis.
Kabukis. Yo.
I'm a big fan of that game, Kabuki Quantum Fighter. On the
That's
NES.
an interesting
Nintendo.
game.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That was like a childhood rental.
Oh, I didn't know you had history with it.
Yeah, man.
I can't remember what the movie or whatever is called, but it's related to this other game called Seven Blades on the PlayStation 2. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Mm-mm.
We never got it in the States, but it came out obviously in Japan. Right from
Seven Blades.
not that good of a game, but playthrough filmed in case ever want to talk about it. But you play as like a samurai and like a chick with a gun. But apparently, like it's from this movie, or both of those games are based on.
Really? So Kabuki Quantum Fighter is based on a movie or something, or a
Yeah, it's based on like a movie or like a series of movies.
you know, something I didn't know.
Yeah, doesn't he
in
like
chat
go
is like,
inside like a
yeah,
virtual
yeah.
reality type thing, right? Is that what happens in that game?
Yeah, like the Kabuki Quantum Fighter is a computer program, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they changed that for the States version or something, but you know, like it's got a different name and everything.
So, something I didn't know until earlier this year was that Shatterhand is based on I want to say like a tokusatsu series or something.
Oh yeah.
The Japanese name is something different. And it's actually one of the levels is totally reskinned for the American release. Like, and the main character is not just like this American dude with sunglasses punching everything. It's like Robo punching everything.
Which is a
I
lot
guess that
cooler,
makes
really.
sense.
Let me look up what's called in Japan.
Well, this guy, look at this guy. It's like a Terminator.
Oh yeah, it's a cyber kabuki. The guy who's like, when you kill him, he's like, "I'll see you in hell," right? And then like later on in the game, there's like a secret kind of like last level that's based on like Castlevania. You fight Dracula, and after you kill Dracula, he comes back from hell in
Really?
virtual hell to fight you again. Yeah, it was like one of those kind of cute little touches in the game that I thought was really neat.
It's
But,
based
yeah,
on
basically,
something called Super Rescue
product
Soul
of the time.
Brain.
Ah, Soul Brain. Okay. See that sometimes. Oh look, Voltar's already got it. Soul Brain. Voltar's in the chat. Hey, Voltar, what's up? What's up, I won't say it. I just have to bring back bad memories of that 24-hour stream. Also, Blade Player's in the stream. All right. I'm looking through this manual, and I don't see anything about the what do you call
Switching
midway,
characters.
so I guess they just didn't
Yeah, I mean,
have
you
it.
just have to quit, which would be kind of weird, but whatever.
Wait,
I
what?
assume you're about to fight. Are you about to do an impact fight again?
If he is, do you know how to do the super punch?
See, that's what I was going to say, because I looked up a FAQ earlier, and it didn't say anything about weird impact controls. So I was wondering if it had one of this, because that's like a critical thing that the game never communicates. Like, if you don't use that, then you're, you know, going to have a lot of trouble in some of the later impact fights.
Yeah, right.
Is that in the manual?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Let's see. Back with your
There's no
fight
impact
with the-
fight on that level.
Okay. So, Jimmy, do you know what the, if I recall, whole rabbit thing, like this rabbit army from the West, like the rabbit thing is a pun, isn't it?
From what I understand, and this is what I found out after I did my video on it, just like, what? So I haven't played it since then, but like Usagi, right? USA, America. McGinnis is kind of like a play on Matthew Perry, who
Oh,
basically
right.
to open Japan, the Tokugawa Shogunate era,
Uh-huh.
and he also played Chandler Bing on Friends.
Yeah.
But Commodore Perry, yeah, is kind of like McGinnis, and he's like a symbol of like the West coming to Japan, and like that started like, you know, the modernization of Japan, which is like what basically triggered the Meiji era of reforms, Meiji
Right.
restoration. So that's kind of what it is, and like it's kind of like a weird Western imperial kind of barbarian coming into Japan and changing things. But I think the twist of the ending is like McGinnis actually really loves Japanese culture and everything, and that's kind of I just really want to I want to be accepted and want to let the world know about Japan or something stupid like that at the end. He's all crying. But he does kidnap Omitsu. He tries to bang her. So, but yeah, the little rabbit army of guys is like yeah, like I guess Usagi, USAGI,
Right. So, so in other words, the U.S. Army in Japan sounds like a pun for a rabbit army, basically.
Yeah, rabbit is just the usagi, right? So, and yeah, maybe that's one of those things where like people find the meaning after the fact, or maybe that's what they were going for. I imagine they probably were, because these Goemon people, they're very clever.
It's definitely a lot more generous with like the checkpoints and everything. And when you continue, you get to start right at the checkpoints. You said that in your video too, that you get to start right there, which is nice.
It's oddly forgiving in that regard. And you always start the impact fight. Like, there doesn't really seem to be any purpose to lives, is there? Like, just continues with the same thing.
I think you just lose half your cash.
Oh, okay.
That's like your
so
penalty.
you got Dragon Quest system going on here.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah, I love like doing this game when you start getting to those snow levels. Those are really good. I would like just duck the whole time and just booty hump your way through that little area just in case, but you got through just fine.
Oh, you mean
I'm watching on a delay, right? So.
Do you move faster when you're ducking down?
I think like just like when things are falling, you have a little bit of headroom that's not there.
Oh, someone is asking why aren't they playing the English translation? Now, I believe the reason is because Coury's playing the actual cartridge, but I did forget that's something that I think was a recent development.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
It was not around like too long
Cameo
ago.
from the God Medicine kids. I don't know if you ever heard of that game.
Mm-mm.
But there's a lot of those Konami cameos in this game, which were really cool too. Like all the good Konami games from back in the day. They got like those God Medicines, like an RPG on the Game Boy. I think it's like where they get sucked into a RPG world, like normal kids get sucked into the game. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong.
Sparkster's in one of them. Is he in the first one, or is it another one?
Sparkster wasn't probably even. I mean, Rocket Knight Adventures probably wasn't even out when this came out. Yeah.
He's in one of them. Maybe it's the fourth one.
I think it might have.
Oh, someone in the chat is saying there is no translation yet. I know that. I think someone might be. I heard someone was working on it. There has been, thankfully, some movement going on in Goemon fan translations.
That is pretty strange that there isn't one yet. It seems like they would be.
I mean,
it'd be a
you
priority.
really would think that would, because it's a pretty straightforward game. It's not a ton of text, comparatively speaking. But some of the RPGs have actually been translated. One or maybe both of the Famicom RPGs have been translated, which I want to play them now.
Yeah, I think the first one, like maybe earlier this year, got an English translation. That would be neat.
And I heard that there was work being done on the Super Famicom ones.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that the second one, this one over here, had an English translation.
Yes, there is a Goemon to Famicom.
Oh, that's okay.
Translation, which I have played. I played that translation.
Playing that the other day because I had my set up for something, and I was like, better than the first one. But I do like the original Ganbare Goemon. It's kind of very much a product of its time, right?
Yeah, I have not played the first one. I heard the second one was a lot better, and the second one is an okay game.
Yeah, it's nothing like the Super Famicom.
Yeah, it's okay. It's got really good music, but the gameplay is hit and miss.
Yeah, I would say like for the first one, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically you jumping around everywhere trying to find hidden little ground areas, so you can find 3 passes, so you can move past the gate at the end of the level. You can buy sometimes if you collect enough money, and there's like a time limit though, which is kind of a pain, but it's mostly just you jumping around like an idiot. Trying to find like little secret paths, and you can buy candles that'll show them to you. And they don't only last for like a little while, but
my cat's here.
The MSX2 version is kind of like that too, and I don't know. I have 2 MSX2 Ganbare Goemons. Try if you're interested in having one. I just needed a manual, so I rebought the game when I was in.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am interested in getting it. It just seems like a thing I ought to have.
Yeah.
I also want to get the RPGs sometime.
Okay. Yeah, those are really cheap too. So, are you looking for boxed or card only?
Nah, card only is fine. I mean, I see the cartridges fairly frequently, I used to, but I haven't. I mean, even here they're like $10 or less.
This town is really big. I feel like it's
we gotta settle your debts. But I'll keep looking for some stuff for you.
I know. Well, I mean, we gotta use like all this stuff for us.
So
yeah, I've had your box, Coury, packed like in my closet, all like ready to go for like a year.
I know.
This is the thing, kids. Don't do business with these guys. Subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, thumbs it up. We go on Patreon, but do not do business. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we.
And now, like, I've got a thing for my super gun where I'm like finally like happy with the video output on it, and I'm
that
like
was
kind
a
of
really interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was like not happy with my super gun's like native RGB output, so I got this thing that goes in between the actual PCB, arcade PCB, and the JAMA extension, and it has a SCART out from it. And it just makes it look like.
So you're not using the Super Gun's RGB encoding or video encoding at all, right?
No, it's going straight off the board.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it doesn't do audio, so you got to integrate audio like outside of that. But the Super Gun has audio out, like a line level audio out, and I just use a SCART pass through that has audio in or audio RCA jacks, and I just like insert that audio into it.
So really all you're using the Super Gun for at this point is a control interface.
Interface and power. But I mean the pass through has a like video level, like you can manipulate the RGB levels on it. But I'm pretty happy with it now. So I'm kind of back.
And how sure are you that it's G-SCART safe?
Well, the G-SCART issue that's going on is an audio issue. So like a lot of arcade boards.
Voltar is expressing some confirm. Hope it is digulated right, which I have no idea what digulation is. But
I can send him the
That's it. I'm sorry.
I can send him a thing, I can have him check it out if he wants to. But I mean, it's by a company. What's it called? I can show him. Let me go grab it really quick.
Guys, get into this like technical stuff, and I'm sorry. I'm just like a kid listening to someone to my dad crying in the living room talking about my mom having an affair, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'll let the adults talk in their room.
But I mean, from what Coury showed me, like it looked real good. There was issues with it coming out of the Super Gun.
It looks like this. It's by a company or a guy, Retro Electronique. So if you go to www.retro, it's RETROELECTRONIC.com. But it's like just a JAMA pass through that has a SCART out on it. And you can adjust the the RGB levels and stuff. If anybody in the chat is familiar with it, looks like Phantom Knot knows about it. I can flip it over.
I mean, it looks really simple. There's not
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
just like a
going
pass through with the
on.
breakout.
There's just to flip it over. I guess
It's
is there
it's
something you can
flipped.
see on the other side? Okay. I should have done that computer science or computer engineering
If you give me
major that I
1
got
second,
accepted for
Voltar, I
rather
can
than poli-sci.
send you a link to what I got in the chat right now.
He's not liking what he's seeing. We'll see what he thinks when.
Difficult man to please.
Yeah, I mean, Voltar's got his standards.
I'm surprised he still talks to me after I told him I had a frame meister. It wasn't fear of the other, it was disgust of the other. This I heard in his voice.
Well, Voltar, the audio does not go through that thing. So is that?
Yeah, there's no audio.
Does that not is it still safe if you're not outputting audio that way?
Yeah, because I mean, it's not sending any audio to the output. It's just the audio is just passing it through. Is just passing through. So I'm taking the audio from the actual super gun itself.
You should never interface JAMA audio video directly to 75 ohm equipment. Is there any way that you could take that board and attenuate it?
Yeah, because I mean, if it's going through like the other stuff, the audio is passing through my super gun and going out on a line level RCA jacks on the back of it, on the actual super gun.
Which presumably that is of an acceptable level.
Yes, I mean it's specifically line level. That's the that's like the issue that everyone's having.
What is it C-Sync that's coming out of that? I mean, I don't know what voltage level, but
I'm waiting with bated breath to see what everyone's saying because, you know, I'm finally excited about my super gun. I thought this was a good.
Yeah. How much was it?
It wasn't expensive. It was $25.
Attenuation isn't the problem. The problem is that you're driving arcade logic directly into equipment that's designed for 75 ohm termination. They're going to source a bunch of current and do bad stuff. The audio I'm not concerned about.
But the current itself is going through, isn't that just going through like the power? I mean, the thing is, like, one of the things that I really noticed like an improvement on is, you know, like there's no power supply noise in the you want a buffer between the JAMA edge connector.
Problem is similar to interfacing raw Genesis C-Sync signals to your equipment. Is there any way to fix that with connectors and a SCART cable? Like fix it with resistors and a cable?
Saying you join at the bad time. Only if you like to see me becoming very sad about my excitement. If you like to see me excited about stuff, then you joined at a bad time.
Yeah, you should probably talk to Voltar more about it on the Skypes later.
Yeah.
He can probably explain it more in detail and maybe come up with a workaround. But it sounds like it could be risky. It's so frustrating that the whole super gun thing is in such a difficult spot.
Yeah.
We should probably talk to Voltar and HD Retrovision and all those smart people and get some concept of 75 ohm and TTL and explain all stuff. That's going to be like the least fun episode ever to make, but it seems like just this important thing that is difficult to explain and difficult to understand, like why it's important and how to check whether you need it, whether you have it. That stuff is just a mess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the pots like adjust like the different red, green, and blue. But it adjusts the voltage for each one. I don't know.
Smoke Monster says to get the HAS. No more super gun issues. I don't know what that is.
I mean, if he made an HAS that has if it had the power supply built into it, like I would do it. I just want like a single unit. I don't want like the unit and then this big power supply separate from it.
Like, would it be like a PC style power supply, or could you?
Yeah, it's kind of like it stands like upright. I can hold it up here.
Then bring them on. Explain it in like 3 minutes.
I don't know if he has Discord.
Too cool for Discord.
I mean, my super gun has a voltage dial on it that I can adjust, and I keep it right around 4.9 or 4.8. So I keep that voltage at. That's like powering the board.
Smoke Monster is saying power supply built in is bad.
Well, I mean, the one in mine is a power supply that's
more ass. Got like this very eloquent speech when it comes to explaining things, but when he's like, when he doesn't like something, he's like, it's ass. Gotta appreciate that, I guess, you know.
Yeah. Well,
that soft language when it comes to his.
Well, I guess we'll discuss it more, but I can't stop the game anymore.
Drown your sorrows in Goemon.
Yeah, that seems to be the only
thing. The manual, it doesn't have any sort of space to, like, you know, special moves. I think the only thing you can really do in this game is the old left, right, which is like left. I think left is the weak punch and right is, if I remember correctly, that's like the strategy.
Right. Left
when you don't have super punch.
Wait, what is it? I mean, the super punch
is, and then the stronger punch.
Oh yeah, the combo. Right. It's like a combo.
Well, there's no like beam attack in this one.
Oh, it doesn't look like there's anything.
Like a lot of these
very
have
primitive. This is the first
attack.
Impact appearance, right? So I just thought it was cool because they call it 3D boss battles in the manual. So bullshit. That's not 3D. Wish you guys know anything. But,
sounds like you should talk to Smoke Monster sometime about the HAS. He is a very big fan.
Volter, I put a link of it in the chat. Let me send you a.
What's kind of cool about this, I think, like for the other Goemon games too, is if you play co-op, like one player controls half the action and the other player controls the other half. So it's like you control one fist.
Oh.
At the same time too.
I know that the N64, the second one on N64, the platformer, in co-op, like you can do a piggyback thing where you can do like a super strong attack when you're piggyback.
Like for the normal platforming stages.
Then the normal platforming stages, but co-op can make the game difficult in other ways too.
It always makes, I think, it harder, especially in this game, because whoever's ahead of the screen first, like the screen scrolls with that person. So whoever's like kind of like, you know, they get screwed with a lot of deaths because like they fall into like pits and stuff. So you really have to like, you got to have a little bit of harmony when you play this game with your have some sort of synergy, sexual or otherwise, with your co-op partner. To be able to get through this.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, I feel like for far too many games, co-op actually makes it harder.
Yeah, especially like with shooting games and stuff like that. But this is one of them. The original Goemon game is a lot easier. What's good about this game too is if you die and the other player's still alive, you can just like revive on the spot. So you don't have to like restart the level or anything. That's kind of where like lives come into play.
Right.
Yeah, if like there's like a really hard stage, or if you guys really suck at a stage, as long as like one person's alive going through the stage, you guys can get to the boss. Take turns dying, basically. Because you fly around on the screen. Yeah, the first Super Nintendo Legend of the Myth. It's a game I used to play co-op, like. Sister.
I'm like half playing and half watching what Voltar's saying about this thing.
What are these batter drops that are forming?
They're takoyaki. That's little battered little not battered octopus. That sounds like they're getting abused. But octopus balls, I guess you could say. They're just kind of like it's like an Osaka thing, really. But
is it? I mean, I knew it was an octopus thing. Is it like ground octopus?
Oh, it's like little tentacles with a little bit of stuff inside, a little bit of breaded whatever or another, and you eat it with the sauce. They're actually really. I don't eat fish, but I really do. Oh my god, that was. I don't know if you saw that, but Coury got shredded.
About what?
Oh
yeah, when I died, yeah.
The cognac thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
graphic deaths and
yeah, surprisingly violent.
Living in a very sensitive era right now, where it's like that kind of took me by surprise. The little tempuras that you're on top of, little frying. You don't want to jump in that oil, obviously.
Apparently, there's something offensive about the connectors on the thing. HASL. I have no idea what that means.
Well, my super gun experience has not been fun. It's not been fun, and I was all excited. I just like won a PCB of Thunder Fox, a game that I really like.
Want it?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't gonna do it. It was on eBay, and then I just like put it in an offer. It was like $95 from Canada, and the shipping was like $1.93 or something like that. And I said, you know, like I'm just gonna put in $80. He'll definitely probably reject that offer, and then he like accepted it. So I was like, okay. Thunder Fox is a game I like. Is an arcade game that I really enjoy. There's a Genesis version of it that is kind of disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
But here I was excited, like, oh, my super gun, you know, I'm excited about it. Now I can play Thunder Fox when I get it, and now I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
Voltar says hot air surface level. So basically, the surface of that PCB is just solder that's been leveled on the substrate. This is not ideal for mechanical connections. So I guess then is that like the actual teeth of the JAMA connector that you're saying are gonna fall off? I mean, Voltar, what do you see as being the solution for the common man who just likes to play arcade games at home in RGB?
Well, it's gonna like.
What is going to be the solution to make this stuff right? Because I mean, it just sounds like it's such a frustrating process. There's so many bad designs out there that can damage equipment. Like, it's just who is going to say?
Well, the Hazel, or the Has, not Hazel. Hazel is what they said here. The Has, like the 3.1 or whatever, is like supposed to be really, really good. I just wish I could get something that I didn't have to have this big power supply sitting there too. That's all. Like, that's just.
Did Smoke Monster say you have to have a different power supply for each board?
No.
Well, I don't know, because he was saying like there'll be different voltages or something, like for different boards. I was a little confused. Smoke Monster says plug and play, all proper levels, attenuate audio, 75 RC sync, etc., etc. You can use any PSU you want, but you want an arcade PSU. I don't really know.
Well, mine has an arcade PSU in it. It's just mine has an arcade PSU in it.
So you could take that out.
No. I mean, I could. It's an arcade PSU in there. It's integrated inside the body of this device, which I'm fine with.
But what I'm saying is, if you bought the HAS, you could take the power supply out of yours and just use it with it.
No, because I still have to have this extra. I want like a. It's okay if it has an arcade power supply in it. I just don't want like have to have 17 wires across like my entertainment center when I use it, hooked into this. Into the super
you're
gun.
talking about like the big bundle of wires that are going to be coming out of the power supply.
Yeah, and you know it's like that's.
I mean, you can cover it up with something maybe.
But mine has a arcade power supply in it. It's been integrated inside of this metal shell of a body that it has.
Right. Well, can you put the HAS inside the same shell, and inside the shell you've got?
Probably not easily. That's my cat is like sneezing over there.
I don't think people know you got a cat.
Yeah, I just got a cat.
Like, I didn't even know you had a cat until after the end of last week's stream, but I think you got it when I was like buckled down on the last phases of the PS2 episode.
Yeah.
I knew you were getting one.
Little you know, he's getting a sick cat though. Over the place.
How has she been acclimating?
I mean, all right. It's just it's been a she's just really afraid of my son, who is, you know, maybe too young to be having a cat, but he's getting better. This is like tough. It's tough. This is one you said in your video you have to kind of outlast him, right?
Yeah. Eventually that candle will die down, and then it'll melt and he can't do his attacks anymore. So I would recommend actually just even using all your money. It's kind of cheesing it, but
oh yeah,
it's a safe thing, especially for like some of those ones that are kind of like unpredictable. Just get them early. Even like over here with this fat guy that you're about to attack, just hit him with your. You don't have like the chain pipe yet, right?
No, I just don't have any. I haven't killed enough dudes.
Voltar says he has some good hardware coming out for arcade interfacing. Should remedy a great deal of these problems. And Smoke Monster says HAS remedies all Super Gun problems.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get one if I could. Now I have to have this. If I could make it look.
A good power supply solution.
Well, I mean, just like not have it look like a mess every time I use it. which I know is like such a small problem in the scheme of things. Yeah, I'm gonna just. Oh.
Honestly, like what you should do in this game is always buy tons and tons of armor and helmets.
Yeah.
And that way.
That's what I
Don't you lose it if you die though?
Yeah, but the idea is
you
that
die.
you just...
Yeah, so if you do fall into that tempura oil, it's kind of like, and you die and you lose all your lives, and it's gonna suck. But it's worth the investment because you can probably go through all of the boss levels and not even, as long as you don't fall into pits or oil.
But if you go back to a town, do you lose your checkpoint in the level? I think you might.
Can't remember exactly, but I want to say in some games you don't. Not sure if this is one of them.
Yeah, the rules do change a little bit from game to game.
Ugh.
But I will say it makes me glad to not have a huge attachment to arcade stuff.
As far as like the
super
headaches
gun
and
stuff.
yeah, headaches and money is what it is, but it's pretty cool.
Pretty much.
Frank is heading out of here. Good.
Good.
Good day, sir. The game is actually not over. It's very far from over, but good day, sir.
This is tough.
Yeah.
So, but essentially, I should discontinue using that thing immediately. Is that the general?
It sounds like it.
Gosh
You're
darn it!
interfacing it with equipment that's meant for 75 ohm.
Okay. So I guess I'll just go back and plug my other thing in. My I guess I'll just deal with my whatever, how it was before. That's fine. It's fine.
Oh, the component worked on it really well, right?
But the FrameMeister doesn't see the component. It's like a weird
Mellow
issue.
Gaming's asking if I got a new camera for streams. I did not. Does it look a lot better?
It probably looks better because we're using Discord, and I have you up on full screen, and I'm capturing the entire screen.
Well, it's still zoomed in quite a bit, but I guess it's maybe just clearer. I did think that it kind of looked a little sharper on just looking at my end. I don't know why. It might just be maybe they use a better codec or something. I don't know. The main reason was because I only had the Skype app installed on my new computer because it just Windows 10 came with it pre-installed, and I didn't download the proper program, which I assume they're trying to discontinue.
Yeah, it looks a lot better when it's like taking your full screen and then shrinking it down. Yeah, it looks almost as good as mine, pretty much. I gotta go get money now because I used up all my money trying to survive that boss.
There's a secret area up top somewhere in this level.
Yeah, how do I get to it?
Go back to that little like path that goes to the. There was like a little path that you're kind of going up diagonally.
Is it in the town?
In that town, yeah.
I think it might just be a bonus level though. I don't know if it really gives you anything.
You might be able to get some money. I think that's one of the areas where you can get some like boxes of money. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember.
Well, there's
McGinnis says that you don't lose your checkpoint in this game, so. Cool.
So there's this guy, and here is for $80. Oh, he'll let me through for $80. It looks like maybe that's what the deal is.
Okay.
So I still gotta go get money. I don't even have $80.
I think this is to play a game.
Oh, really? That's not how I get to the.
Yeah, like hit like little fences and stuff. If you try to hit those with your back, it might be in a different level. It might be just be haven't played this game like probably in like 3 years, so not exactly up to date. If you like hit little certain parts of like the level, like little parts of like fences, or go ahead and hit that dog too. If parties don't care.
Okay, so I can't get to anything through here.
There's a place like that. I think it's like a temple or something.
I'll look around a little bit more. See what we find. I like that you don't have to worry about getting killed in the towns. It's
Yeah,
like
as long as you don't
hit people. If you hit people,
those
they come after you.
fake Ibisumarus. If you hit like a normal person, the only people you can attack that don't care is like the little Ronin guys, the guys that look like samurai. They're like degenerates. Those
There's
guys
also
with, like the
thieves.
vagrants. Dogs, right?
I don't know. She's telling me. So you can't. It's like harder to find like hidden path because you don't aim upwards when you walk upwards.
Yeah. Actually going through the temple. I think like this area also has like this area, like the extra level. It's like what Tri was saying. Get to the fun park level.
Wait, how do I get to it?
I think you're just gonna have to go to a level and keep fighting random bunny dudes to get your cash up.
All right.
or call it a night, maybe.
Oh, geez, it is nearly 11.
Yeah. No, I'll do.
Twists and turns. Yes, Brutes McGee, that is my voice. Nice to meet a big Goemon collector.
Fighting these dough guys. I don't even know what to call them.
They look like they're made out of clay or something.
I remember those monkey enemies in the game that came before. At least this game's a little bit more generous.
Yeah. See, I already have plenty of money. There's no way to like quickly leave it level. Oh, I can. So it is starting to select.
Yeah.
I wonder why it didn't work before.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it's like only levels that you completed.
Maybe. I tried to do it before and it was a level I beat, but so should I see if this lets me go through if I give her the money? See
Yeah.
If I give her 80 bucks.
Go through that. Give that chick at the end the 100, and I think you can go through a little secret level and get your money back.
Oh, here we go.
Well, not the little.
Oh,
game
no,
one.
she's
That
playing
guy's
the
just gonna
game.
let you play Zexus. An old gamer dude.
He's like impossible. How does he he knows where everything is?
Oh, is that game? Never mind.
He's so fast. You can't even do it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he knows exactly where everything is. Are you seeing what I mean?
Well, that's the I see right now on the screen. That's a sucker's born every day, I guess. You got sucker. Yeah, so some of them are a lot easier, and some of them are like super hard. So.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. I literally don't see how you could win.
No, it looks like I won money anyways. I got some money back.
Okay.
So
Yeah, go back to that girl at that temple at the end and go through Your 119 bill.
Let's see what this takes me. Oh. It's an underground passage.
Yeah, I think you'll be.
You get your money
you'll
and
be able
more
to get
back.
some... Yes.
Yeah, it's like you spend the money and you end up with like twice as much money. Oh, cool.
Very nice.
Oh,
thing.
okay. This is very similar to like the Famicom games. Like this underground passage.
Yeah.
Is this the music on this level sounds like it's a Jimi Hendrix song? Is it Higher? It really sounds like it. Is it Jimi Hendrix? And the Red Hot Chili Peppers did a cover of it. You know what I'm talking about, right? No? Probably not. I don't know.
Hearing it, I think I know what you're talking about, but unfortunately, I'm not.
It's, you know, it's not Jimi
dinner.
Hendrix.
I'm not
I don't
dinner
know.
Billy Corgan like you.
It's not Jimi
Oh,
Hendrix.
maybe
I know
nobody's
it's,
ever
it might
told you
be. I don't know who it is. I mean, it sounds like it though. I know it's. I just know that Red Hot Chili Peppers did a cover of it.
I was gonna say, you also got an extra life, don't you? Like a little life bar.
Yeah. Too bad that you lose that though when it.
Oh, is that just from armor?
The Higher Ground. That's the song. Stevie Wonder. Sorry, I don't know why I thought it was Jimi Hendrix. As I was thinking about the song, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That it would be. It doesn't sound like something that Jimi Hendrix would write. But it is Higher Ground.
Thank you, Smoke Monster.
Yeah.
Or you do have the Corgan look going on. Like if you gained a little bit of weight, you'd be Billy Corgan.
Well, Siamese Dream is my favorite album of all time. But that he wrote that when he had hair. So.
Did you enjoy that when you had hair too, or?
I still think it's a great album. It's my favorite album of all time. I got a ton of money now, so I go back and
Armor up.
yeah.
Heal up and armor up.
Let's at least kill that guy. Let's leave this stream honorably.
Smoke Monster's a big
once you
Smash
beat
Pumpkins
the
fan.
level, well, it looks like there might be a town right after the level. Because I was going to say you might have to go back to another town to save.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna see if I can do here. If I can
Go
do
to
it.
that Meshia, that little food store too, and get your energy up a little bit. Wrestling in there, and funny enough, Billy Corgan's a...
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about it recently. I saw Smashing Pumpkins in 1996, which is crazy. It's like I saw it like a week before the everything like changed with the band, and the keyboard player like overdosed and died, and kicked the drummer out. So I was very lucky to see them when I saw them. Sounds like Smoke Monster did too.
Don't worry, in a few years you'll be able to take your son and daughter over to like the hologram Smashing Pumpkins concerts. Right?
So you saw, okay, after they rescheduled the tour. That's when who did they have drumming for? It was like Nine Inch Nails drummer after that. No, the drummer didn't turn to dust. He's like back in the band now. He's my favorite drummer. It just period. Jimmy Chamberlain. He's like kind of a very, jazz style drummer. Really good.
I have to go back and listen.
Oh, you did keep the checkpoint even after doing all that stuff.
Yeah, it's nice.
Pretty cool, huh?
I just gotta not die. You'll
This
get
is probably
shredded.
like the easiest Goemon game of all time. Actually, maybe that one game for PlayStation that I also did a video on, Kurunara Koi. That's a
Which one is that?
That's the PlayStation. That's like the second PlayStation one. The first
Oh,
one's
the
pretty good.
3D one.
3D one. Yeah, that game's pretty shite. I liked it still because like
Yeah,
it's got some
I
funny
mean,
stories.
I'm looking forward to playing it just because it's technically interesting.
Yeah, and it has like nice graphics for a PS1 3D.
Right, or at
game.
least high
Except for
resolution.
Yai. Yai
It's
looks
like
creepy in that game.
it's 480i and 60 frames per second, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, I believe you are correct.
which is just kind of cool.
Yeah, it's super smooth and it's very sharp, but it's just like the gameplay sucks and it's like, hey, play the same level again like 8 times. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, and there's that one part where you have to like find parts for impact, and like you have to find like I think it's like 12 or something, but you can only pick up 3 at a time in the same level. So you find 3 parts, you go give it to the wise man.
Come
and
on.
you gotta go back to the level and go a little bit further and find 3 more. It's like just it's the definition of just stretching that shit out, you know.
There is thankfully a full walkthrough on GameFAQs, which doesn't, if I
is
recall,
there?
it didn't look super long. So
Oh, it's super short. That's like one of those videos where I'm sad that like that's one of my most viewed ones. That's like the most viewed of the Goemon videos too, and that's like the one I basically half-assed the most. Didn't care about. But
that's weird that it would
how
be
it
the most
happens.
viewed. Like, it just seems like a really random.
I did it.
game.
Like, I just like
Yeah,
I just laid down and started going.
Very
Like
nice.
this.
Yeah, that was like a weird comeback video. I gotta put something out. All right, I'll play this Goemon game that nobody ever talks about. Oh, it kind of sucks. Damn, picked the worst one.
It's so weird to think how there's 4 PlayStation Goemon games. When, you know,
Yeah, right.
we only in America only got 2 during that era, but they were for N64. So
Got
It-
them City
from our
Foes.
perspective,
We also
it seems
got
like-
that Game Boy one. Worst Goemon game in the entire series.
yeah, that's not good. I've heard. Then Dynamite's Araru, or however you say it, was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just that's the like I said I think like a few weeks ago. That's the only game I'm missing now to have a complete.
Every level ends with like the building he's in like crumbling. Oh, it's robot time.
Impact.
Oh, Impacto!
I mean, that's how the song goes.
Break down.
I like that he,
Dash, dash.
Orewa gorgeous. Ah, no, impacto. They got like a real famous guy to sing that. Too. Like that actually like I was kind of like not digging the N64 Goemon when I first got it because I chose that game over Panzer Dragoon Saga. I had them both in my hands and I was like, I can get this crappy Saturn game anytime. No one's gonna buy this crap. So I got Goemon because I waited for that game for years. I bought an N64 to play that game, right? And I was like, wait a sec, I chose poorly. I chose very poorly. But once they started singing and stuff, I was like, okay, I made the right decision. Fast forward like 5 years later and Panzer Dragoon Saga is like $300, $400. I was like, okay, I made the wrong decision. Thankfully, it's like $14 in Japan. Rather play it in English though. Oh, nice having those Saturn boxes, those US ones.
yeah. I guess limited run just they got the patent to make more of them of the jewel cases, which is awesome.
Oh, Saturn ones?
Yeah, like Saturn and Sega CD US style.
Long box.
Yeah.
Surprised there's still a patent that's valid for those boxes.
No, well, I mean it's
3 years or something.
I don't know.
guess? I
Maybe
guess it
they.
doesn't-
Maybe it has something to do with like the mold of them or something. Oh, I bet you I can punch that back.
I think if you use like the punches, you get like
Yeah, I bet you I gotta punch it back at him. Yeah.
like those ones. If you just use like your weak attack, you can just like the fast one. You can just get like.
Yeah, I'm not doing any damage.
I think usually for these boss fights, you gotta die a couple of times before you kind of.
Yeah. So it works when I punch. I do that. I'm gonna die though. Okay, oh, I broke his thing now.
Your Super FX or whatever, your mode 7 spatial recognition is very good.
Oh, he's like. I'm dying. I'm figuring it out. That's only my first time. The other one took me like 6 tries.
Let's say like try. I know you have like a bunch of the Goemon games. Do you have like the New Age Shutsudo for the Game Boy Advance?
I don't. I've got the one for the PlayStation though.
That one's good.
It sounded like the Game Boy one was basically the PlayStation one, but with longer and less interesting levels.
Yeah, longer, less interesting levels. You're gonna probably die from the time limit a lot. That was like the second video I did in Newport Gaming for the win, so it's a pretty rough video. I don't know if you ever watched it, but there's only 2 impact battles in the whole game, so it's like, what's the point? It's still pretty good, but it's very stiff feeling, especially compared to like other Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a little uncommon. I forget.
It's like if I go to Akihabara and try to find it complete in box, like I get it, but if the rare chance that I do see it is like $100.
Ugh. Yeah, that doesn't sound
Like
worth it to
card
me.
only
I mean,
for
even
$10.
the PlayStation one's pretty expensive too.
In Japan it's like not as expensive. It's like probably like if you go to a book off, it's like probably like a $20 game, $5 game at most.
Really?
But I don't know, on eBay it's like 40 probably.
It's like 50, and
Okay,
does
so it's
not
kinda-
come up often.
Yeah, I don't see it too often in Japan, but I see it way more than the Game Boy Advance one. So.
Oh,
even
can I
knocking
aim
out
where
one
I
side
can punch it with the using the reticle? Can I aim where I'm punching that thing back at him? I wonder.
Maybe. But punching
Man, I'm
his
so
little,
bummed
like,
about that.
weird, ball at you.
I mean, the super gun thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was nervous about it when you mentioned it because, I mean, it just seems like there's always a catch with some of this kind of hardware, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay, I can aim where I punch too. I had no idea I could do that.
Yes.
Yeah, these fights take some getting acclimated for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just say, like, when I played through this game back, a few years ago, like, yeah, I died like a few times. Like,
I definitely
No
remember
shame,
taking a
man.
while on one of the, I think it was like either the last or second to last impact fight.
yeah, I think it's like maybe the second to the last.
Pretty hard.
The one where it's like indoors, right?
Yeah. I remember spending some time on that.
Coury is kicking its ass.
I'm doing okay now.
No super laser or super punch in this game.
Ah, that's two. Come on. Ah, I thought he was gonna be on the other side.
I know you guys are Switch owners, right? I am not, but I heard some pretty good news for Switch regarding Ganbare Goemon.
Oh, really?
Guys not see that?
No.
No.
Apparently, it's like the best news. Actually, I don't want to hype it up too much, but apparently in Super Bomberman R.
Oh yeah, he's added
Goemon in an upcoming patch.
Ah.
Yep.
So,
and so was
promising.
someone else who was like Princess Tomato. The Salad Kingdom is in there too.
Okay, neat. But hopefully it's not just like, oh, let's get these nostalgia lustards to buy our game. Hopefully it's like, we actually do want to do more things that aren't pushing patchy slot our old IPs.
I kind of have doubts about that, but
Yeah. By My Life of Gaming in Japan, we're gonna storm Konami and then hold the CEO, the new CEO, by airsoft gun point, because we can't get a real gun here. Unless we get them from Nintendo, because apparently they're Yakuza, right? So force them.
I mean, I assume Konami is the most likely to be Yakuza.
Probably. Apparently, with the way they used to treat their employees, you never ever hear anything good coming out of it. Such a great company, especially like this era that we're playing this game comes from, right?
Oh.
Such a good era of like video games. You just seem so colorful and happy, but like behind the scenes, it was like labor camps, like, you know, cup noodles. It's like their
I mean, do you
it's like
think
Camp
even
Krusty, Camp Konami.
Do you think even back then it was pretty bad when they were making good stuff?
I think so. I think because like with like the business side of things, there's like a lot of grueling hours, especially in Japan. There's like tons of overtime.
But I mean, in Japan, I mean, I'm not saying it's okay or good or acceptable, but like, is that any different than it would have been anywhere else?
Like it company-wise, or like in the world?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, in Japanese companies, like, you know, if you were working at Capcom at the same time, would it have been any different, or did Konami even back then just have worse practice?
I don't have facts to back this up, but from what I understand, like Konami was pretty notorious for being pretty hard ass on their developers, even more so than the others. But I can't give you any sources.
When
on
you
that.
kill, before he blows up, there's a
Nice.
voiceover that goes, "Oh my god." Very, very faintly, it goes, "Oh my god."
I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember that either. Maybe my audio settings weren't up high enough. If it's
I mean,
very
that's
faint,
what
awesome.
it's definitely a voice sample. I think it says, it goes, "Oh my god," and then he blows up.
Hopefully, it's not just somebody in your room that you don't know is there. Is that Kevin
Does it save
Spacey?
at the end of the chapters automatically? You think? I should
No,
start
you definitely need to go back to the town and save.
I would just double check. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
just go back and save.
it.
I'm pretty positive it only saves in the ends.
I was gonna say, it looks the way you're playing it looks gorgeous. I've never seen this game look so nice. I captured mine on S Video, third party S Video.
That's
directly
fine though.
into, Auto. Like the frame, like the frame rate on your stream right now is really smooth. And
Oh, is this the guy that does the save?
I had to reduce my resolution at the beginning of the stream because it was skipping too much for me. So I've only been watching on 480p like a peasant. Let me see if it's smoothed out. I just switched to 1080p just to see. Maybe I just had a bad spot of internet. Hopefully it's not a internet problem with my billion core processor.
Yeah. MLiG Gaming, I did see that Karnoff's Revenge is out on the Switch, and I'm happy to say that I will not be buying it.
Wait, what? What about Karnoff's Revenge?
It's the Neo Geo game is like out for people to get on the Switch. Is it a
platformer?
No. It's a fighting game. It's like it's a Neo Geo game.
That's such a weird thing that it would just be a fighting game, but it's Karnov is the namesake of it.
Karnov and his Carney family.
It has like another. It's Fighter's History. Or no, is it Fighter's History? Karnov's Revenge or something like that. But he's like the bad guy in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely would not be buying that if Karnov is the bad guy. Us Karnov fans don't want to see our beloved Karnov as the bad. Terrible marketing. I guess that was that era though where they got all like the fighting game craze. Everything turned fighting game, and they all kind of suck.
If anyone wants to know, in some of the Persona clips in the PS2 episode, the character's name, even though it never appeared on screen, was MLiG Karnov.
Because you have to give a last name.
I did that just in case it came up on screen during any of my captures, but it did not. Well, it would mostly have just been for like some of the Persona 3 clips and any of the like PS3 version Persona 4, because it's not. Did you save in the town?
I can't find the save yet.
Well, then go back to another town.
Hang on, I'm just buying stuff because I got this money. I don't
know. But that's not my name on my finished Persona saves. But I was only borrowing Persona 3 from a friend. I played through the PSP version, so I didn't have a proper save in Persona 3 to show anything.
I'm going to reset this before I quit just to make sure that it saves the game.
Yeah, well, you had a save on there, so it should be fine. It's always so surreal to me, like, to see Persona 3 in action on PS2 because I played the PSP version, and like I have no objections whatsoever to the sort of interface that the PSP version has, but to actually see the characters like moving about and stuff in Persona 3 is sort of a weird experience for me.
Persona. Let's call it series Weeb Persona.
Huh?
Weeb Persona.
B Persona?
Weeb Persona, like weeaboo.
Oh.
As in such a weeby series, you know? God bless
they're good games, though.
Yeah, okay, so it's not showing up, but it does work. Looks like it does work. What is the number that's next to your save file?
I think that's how many levels you've done.
Really? I've done 19 levels?
I think, at least on my screen, it looks like the
it's
video
frozen.
Is paused.
It is. It's frozen. I don't know why it's showing up like that.
It might be... It might also be...
you have?
It might also count, like, how many towns you've been to.
I haven't been to 19 towns. It's showing up as 19.
I mean, towns plus levels.
That's true.
Certainly died more than 19 times.
Yeah. Well, I'll go back to this. I'm going to go and unhook that thing from my super gun.
That you've done, so try your right.
Oh, that's what it is.
Your point. Yeah.
I guess looking at this, like, that's all.
In the manual, there's one with 19 as well. What about you?
Yeah, see. I like that you can go back to like any level you want after the fact. And there's hidden
Except for the
paths.
boss stages, yeah. Because I guess the boss stages explode or collapse or
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't go to those afterwards?
I believe you can't, even do like the level itself.
Try
Those are
really
some of
good.
the best.
No, it's not letting me. Nope. Nope.
Are these people with like the? Those are like those sponsors.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you can sign up to be a sponsor and you get a little icon next to your name.
Yep.
You gotta
Fancy,
when you go to the
stuff.
Japanese, when you go to the Japanese tourist agency, like, do you know how many sponsors we have? Just don't tell them what sponsors you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know how many sponsors we have? 2. That's what that's what we'll say. 2. You know, we can have one animated icon because we have two sponsors.
Oh, we can.
Because I mean, you can have one like animated like oh, we got a donation from Blabler. Thank you.
Oh,
Always there with the donations at the very end of the stream every week. Thank you.
Yeah,
but like the
I don't get it.
yeah, like the sponsor is just like a Twitch subscription. You know, it's like they have chosen to like, you know, whatever it is. Like I don't even know what the amount is. What way of supporting you guys to ensure that you guys get the best percentage in your pocket? Probably the in the on the page, the stream page, it says, you know, like the donations make the Streamlabs donation is probably the best, I'm guessing.
Best percentage? I have no idea.
Because that just goes to PayPal. So as far as I know, and you know, PayPal always takes their stuff, but
I mean, the Patreon is like probably the thing that we count on the most, though.
yeah, I would definitely say so. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna throw these JAMA adapters in the trash.
That is the voice of a defeated man.
That's okay. I'll just go back to using the other video outsource. I can probably get it to look all right. Maybe if I tweak some settings a little bit on it. Maybe
You'll get there on Super Guns one day.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Exactly. Well,
but it just was not today.
No. Luckily, I mean, I've only been using this thing like a teeny little bit, but I'm excited to get that Thunder Fox. You know, I should stream Thunder Fox when I get it using, you know, just my typical video out. You'll see a little bit of the like the power supply noise in there. It's just like a little bit. It's not bad though.
So is the power supply that you have not too good?
Yeah, I've been talking to Jason from Jason Customs a little bit about it, and he says that he found like he had a batch of these that he made. They had like the power supplies were not very good, apparently. Like a lot of people have been talking about it. So he's been like researching like another way to do the power supply, like another brand.
When they say arcade power supplies, are we talking like old power supplies from arcade boards? Or
No. These are all like made new, and they're like kind of like I'll send you a picture afterwards. But you got to like wire directly into it. So, but my Super Gun has one of these power supplies in it. It's just stripped out of its metal casing and put on its side inside and wired up inside of the Super Gun.
Alrighty, well, is that about do it?
Yeah. Jimmy, thanks for joining us like late at, like, you know, halfway through the stream. It was awesome. It was very, very pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd be awake.
Oh, like I said, you know, I had the day off. It's a miracle. So I usually don't get Mondays off, but like Monday I woke up and was like, oh, let me just see if gaming's on.
Yeah.
Goemon 2. It's destiny.
Yeah, it was. It was meant to happen. All right, everybody. We will. You know, everyone have a good holiday. Don't spend too much money on Friday.
Oh yeah, gosh, we're gonna have a whole break before the next stream. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
exciting. I'll be sure to my gaming goals for the break are to play Metroid Samus Returns, and right after I do that, right now I'm thinking I'm gonna just see if I can like complete Mario Odyssey or maybe come close to it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good plan. It's a good plan. I'm going to my in-laws on Wednesday and coming back on Friday. Then we'll see.
Might be coming back.
What?
Patients go, right?
But
Nothing.
after that, I will hopefully be shooting this upcoming episode, which I wanted to try and shoot by Tuesday, but there's no way it's going to happen, especially since my daughter's sick and might be stay home from school tomorrow. So we'll see.
I beat Mario. I just want to see if I can maybe complete or at least get close, because that's a game that I feel like I should do everything.
Well, it's all
Cool
it's a lot of stuff.
How to beat.
Yeah, I haven't looked into how deep it goes.
Yeah, speaking of how to beat, we kind of had a good idea. Like, we're definitely doing a Volume 2 VHS, but I also kind of want to do a Blu-ray of a compilation of everything. I've been thinking about this, right? I don't know if I talked to you about it. Like how I was thinking about doing like a compilation of all of them on Blu-ray, and we can put everything on there, like including our audio commentaries, and we could have clean and VHS versions of the video.
Right.
Pretty cool.
I
You can
don't
also
know.
like see if Limited Run Games wants to buy out the Laserdisc format. You can put it on Laserdisc.
That would be amazing. But we're definitely doing VHS. We've already kind of started putting together some ideas, and we got some fun ideas for like extra things to do
Yeah.
with it.
No idea when that'll happen, but
Yeah.
But that'll be a good project for next year.
Yeah.
How
Absolutely.
many hours of Mario? I have no idea, because it didn't. I couldn't. Maybe it was because I never quit out of the game when I put my Switch into sleep mode. But it never. When I went to my profile, it never said how many hours. I'm guessing I probably played it for like close to 15 or around that before I beat it. But it didn't. It could have been shorter, but I tried to spend time in each area, gathering a bunch of stuff before moving on.
Yeah. It's a good game. It's a good game. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.